Corgi better than the groundhog, I would think. Here's a look right now at our tropical overview in the Atlantic. No new tropical activity expected in the next 7 days. Now, the Pacific is pretty active. This area south of Mexico is very, very warm, and this is where things are spinning up, which is typical. When we're in an El Nino pattern, the Pacific tends to be much more active than the Atlantic. There's also an official named storm in the Pacific, well off into the Pacific. No threat to the United States, so I'm not showing it. Hawaii, it's still a ways off even from Hawaii, so nothing to worry about at this time. We are watching, we'll call it a tropical wave. A weak little area, an inverted trough is what these are. And so, yes, this is one of the reasons why our tropical moisture is up. And we are seeing these pop-up storms. It's one of many reasons, but this is definitely fueling the heavy downpours that can result in flooding like we saw in the Beeville area today. So a quick downpour can quickly result in 2-3 inches of rainfall within an hour, and drains and just the flatness of South Texas can really allow that to accumulate quickly before it finally finds a way to go. Also, Beeville has lots of creeks and streams and so forth that do have some low river crossings. So you want to avoid those, especially if it's actively raining. Wait till the rain passes so you can properly drive in those scenarios. But here's a look at that available moisture. It does increase for us on Friday. This little trough likely going to get pushed north, but it will bring up more tropical moisture as we head into the weekend. But we start to dry out a bit as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, into next week. But we're not totally getting rid of the moisture, so we still could see some pop-up storms. Now, what I want to mention also is that while that low looks weak, it will likely pick up wave action and increase our period on our beaches. So waves are expected to pick up on Friday. We're talking 2 to 4 foot swells with an 8-second period, which would be pretty sweet. I'm looking forward to it. We will have high tide at 9:24 a.m. Could be a little higher than expected, so there could be some limited parking on the beach. Moderate rip current risk with that longer period as well, so make sure you're swimming with a buddy. Now at the beach, the early afternoon storms we could see pop up near the beach. They tend to go down as we head into the evening. Temperatures will fluctuate based on if we're seeing rain or not. Now tomorrow's rip current risk is still low. UV index still on the extreme side between these little patchy storms that we could see. So 7 a.m. on Thursday, temperatures in the 70s, a few spotty showers possible. We see more storms, as I mentioned, popping up, especially near the coast, but also inland heading into the lunch hour. That all shifts a little bit more inland as we get into the late afternoon, and then we rinse and repeat again on Friday. One thing we're watching on Friday, though, is a cluster of storms that may come out of Mexico, and these could pack a little bit more punch. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center is not worried about this line, but when we get a cluster of storms, we can get some higher wind, but also heavier rainfall as it moves into that tropical moisture. Flooding is something that the Weather Prediction Center is tagging us in. We do have a marginal risk of flooding on Friday. Heat index forecast for tomorrow will fluctuate based on whether or not you see the rain once again. So if you don't see rain, be ready to be around 101. If you do see rain, heat index values may stay in the low 90s. Heat index values are going up into next week. We're talking triple digits. We may be dealing with some heat-related risks. Without rain, especially on Wednesday, we could be above that 110-degree mark, which would be a heat advisory. Rainfall coverage is trending down into next week. Rain is still very spotty at any given hour during the day, even though coverage does wind up being pretty decent across the coastal bend. But I do think Friday and Saturday we hold a little bit of a bigger punch in terms of rainfall because this low pressure system is going to be making its way a little bit closer, bringing us a little bit more energy. So overall, temperatures staying on the warm side, but they really heat up next week. We'll see a chance of thunderstorms there on your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've got more news coming up after this.